G'day YouTube, it's your boy Johnny, that fella, bringing you another incredible list video, back on the mic. And in today's video, I want to talk about Smash. Listen, if you know me in real life, you know I'm a massive fan of the Super Smash Bros. Franchise. Starting out with Melee as a kid and continuing through to Ultimate, but in my opinion there has never been a better time to be a Smash fan. Ultimate had some dream inclusions in the base game like K. Rool. Then the DLC passes just went fucking bonkers. We got Steve. I still don't know how that happened, but I'm glad it did. Even though I'm a little bit late on this, I thought with E3 happening very soon, I'd talk about who I want to see rounding out the second pass. I'm not going to limit it to 2 though. I'm just going to go off because honestly, if it was up to me, I'd have a third Fighter's Pass. Alright, kicking things off with Crash from Crash Bandicoot. I don't know what else I can say about Crash that hasn't already been said. Orange and spinny boy, early PlayStation platforming icon with a bit of a resurgence. It just makes too much sense. Just put him in the game. I want the Crash music, I want the Crash stage, throw Uka Uka in there somewhere. His moveset would probably be rather basic, but I think that would suit him. I'm thinking more along the lines of like Banjo and Kazooie. I also feel like I should probably mention Spyro. I do like Spyro, but I've always been Team Crash, and like I said, I just think Crash works. Next is Rayman from Rayman. A little less popular of a choice than Crash, but you know what? Fuck the haters. I'll have no Rayman slander on this channel. Rayman is a baller. Yeah, he's another early PlayStation platformer, but Rayman is just better than ever now with Origins and Legends. And Ubisoft and Nintendo have collaborated lots before, so it's within the realm of possibility. And if you ask me, this is the Ubisoft character to add. His moveset would consist of him literally throwing hands and flying around with his dumb hair. Maybe use different types of fists if you want to reference Rayman 3. You could get some pretty wacky stages in there too. I know I'm biased towards platformers, but that's why I'm getting these out of the way first. The crazy picks come later. Until then, the next spot is Ryu Hayabusa. I thought it was appropriate to have at least one classic 80s character in, and Ryu is another one that I just think fits. He occupies a very similar space in gaming to Simon Belmont, being an NES icon that's not first party, and it would be really cool to have a Tecmo character. I just like having a ton of companies represented in Smash, as you'll see. There's lots you could do to discern him from the other ninjas too. Just fucking Naruto it up. Maybe give him a wall climb, I don't know. And you gotta admit it'd be cool to see Greninja fight a ninja. Also, reminder that there hasn't actually been an 80s character in this pass yet, and that makes me think this is one of the likelier picks. The next 2 characters are villains that I want to help round out series that are already in Smash. First up, I want any villain from Sonic the Hedgehog. I feel like people generally agree that Sonic could use another rep. People tend to put forth Tails or Knuckles, which makes sense, but I think a villain would help make things a little more diverse. Oh no! There's a lot of good picks. Metal Sonic or Shadow would be cool if a little similar to Sonic. I personally think Chaos would be really interesting if he had a level up mechanic or some way to change forms. But above all, my pick would have to be Robotnik.
Get a load of this!
He could fill an archetype that doesn't exist in the game yet. Like, I'd give him a mech with HP that you have to break before you kill his weak form. I'm of the opinion that gimmicks are a strength of Ultimate, not a weakness. And it wouldn't hurt to get some extra Sonic tracks too.
Get a load of this!
The second series I'd help round out is Mega Man. Mega Man X specifically with Sigma. Mega Man X is pretty much just as prolific as the classic line, and Sigma would be a great way to represent the entire series. He's known for having a metric fuck ton of forms that he's taken over every title, so you could get very creative with it. This makes him more interesting to me than X or Zero, for instance.
What am I fighting for?
If you're fine with another comeback mechanic, have him start out normal and become more corrupted as the match goes. Hell, set it to the timer for a unique one. Also, Mega Man X music slaps even harder than classic. From here on out, everything is a new series rep. I'm of the opinion that Smash should represent as many genres as possible, so the next two are characters that would rep genres that I think are sorely missing. First, we need an FPS rep. My pick for the FPS slot is Doom Guy from Doom. I think if we're talking about what truly started the genre, it's gotta be Doom. Full disclosure, I'd be pumped if Master Chief got in, but I gotta respect the elders on this one. The entire series is also available on Switch as of now. Hopefully they can do realistic weapons. Obviously no blood, but who really cares? Other characters have been toned down. Just make him super heavy, give him a move where you have to manually aim. Easy. Or even a reload mechanic. Of course this stage would be hell, and of course this means we'd get Doom music, which I don't think I need to convince you on. I just think the FPS genre is too important not to include in a celebration of gaming, and this is the best way to do it. Alright, next series I want repped is horror. The horror genre has a very unique place in gaming, providing an experience that's not really like any other games. And while it's not as mainstream as FPS, horror still deserves a spot in my opinion. I feel like the best way to represent the genre is absolutely with a monster. We've got Doom Guy for the guns, and there's a lot of options. Nemesis from Resident Evil, for example, would make a pretty imposing character. Narrowing it down to one though, I'd go with Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. Because while Resident Evil leans pretty hard into action, Silent Hill is firmly planted in horror. Even though Pyramid Head doesn't represent the Silent Hill series as a whole, he represents possibly the best in the series. And he's a great example of how a character design can induce fear. Alright, and these last three picks are completely unrelated. They're just kind of out there picks that would make me freak out. So next, I want any FromSoft character. The amount of hype FromSoft has built up is insane, and they absolutely deserve it. So I'd be fine with any form of representation for them. Narrowing it down to one proves to be pretty difficult, since there's really no clear-cut possibilities, but I do have a few ideas. Each series individually has some solid candidates. Sekiro is the main character in Shadows Die Twice, so he'd be alright, but I think his niche is already filled in the roster. And honestly, I think it'd be more fitting to have a boss character represent FromSoft. Think about it. Dark Souls could use the Soul of Cinder, for example, to reference the series more broadly. The one I would go with, though, is Gehrman from Bloodborne. Bloodborne is just a quality entry in their lineup, and imagine having a badass, lanky old man with a scythe in Smash. Why not? Okay, 2 spots left. Second last is Big Daddy from BioShock. I honestly don't have much justification for this one. I mean, I guess it's on the Switch, but I just fucking love BioShock. It would also be really funny if we just steal characters from PlayStation All-Stars. Because let's be real, Smash deserves him more. Of course he'd be a super heavy with a pretty basic moveset. Probably closer to DK with a drill than anything, which I'm on board for. You could go with Subject Delta for a more diverse moveset, but personally I prefer the bouncer design. It's just more iconic. And imagine seeing Rapture as a stage with an ocean background. I don't think we have that yet. Also, I know this is a lot of rated M games, but at this point Smash has opened the floodgates, and there's a lot of great rated M games. And my final pick is Crazy Dave from Plants vs. Zombies. Another game I just have a soft spot for. I'm talking about the original. I know the new entries are fun, but this one is S tier. Pretty much no chance of this one happening, but it would make me pop the fuck off. I mean, if you think about it, it would be a tower defense rep. As for his moveset, he would make use of various plants. You could have him even plant them in the ground if it's not too OP. Maybe make him run around picking up sun so that he's not camping. I don't know. You got chompers, pea shooters, walnuts. There's lots of potential here. And imagine this. What if you had a stage that spawned waves of zombies to attack the players? How fun would that be? If only Nintendo had bought PopCap. Anyways, that wraps up the list. I hope I made a decent case for why I want these characters in, and please leave your own in the comments. I love hearing other people's wish lists. Like I said, I'm already really happy with the characters they've added, so no matter who the last two are, I am pleased with Ultimate. But I'll still be glued to my screen come E3. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and subscribe for more gaming content. Peace.
Get a load of this!